Heyo everybody, this is another installment of Finding Sensibility, where we take positive or inspirational quotes, see if we can make them work in our day-to-day, or if they might just be a product of the times. And today we're talking about an understanding of what aggravates us about others and how we can use that to reflect on ourselves. Our quote: "Everything that irritates us about others can lead us to an understanding of ourselves." Carl Jung. Ultimately, the quote kind of says it all. There is a way to reflect on your aggravations from society or from individuals in your life that will allow you to cultivate aspects of yourselves that do not mimic that. If you see somebody that rubs you the wrong way or that makes you angry or upset for any reason, you're able to identify those things and make sure you don't replicate them. Make sure you're not part of the problem as well. We're going to try to go a little bit deeper than that. We're going to try to make this a little challenging because we don't want things to be simple. We need some challenges with the ideas that we take in this segment. So, where this quote and where this idea stops a little bit short is still being able to deal with those frustrations in your life, both in your external stimuli, but also your internal, also being able to deal with the things that might frustrate you about yourself in your personal life, whether that would be work or school, your leisure activities if you're on some type of sports team, or anything along those lines. You're invariably going to encounter people that you just don't click with at every single level. And so what becomes necessary is still a way to deal with those in a healthy manner. In addition to that, we're going to look at the things about ourselves that we need to figure out how to accept. Things you may not be happy with and that you wish you could change, or that something outside could help change it for you, but just probably isn't. It's just probably the way it is and the way it's going to be. And so we're going to talk about coping mechanisms and at what point they become healthy and they might become unhealthy. The fact of the matter is, you're not always going to be able to just remove yourself from a negative situation. If you're at work, yeah, you might be able to go take a 15-minute break while whoever usually gets on your nerves is doing what they do to get on your nerves. You go outside, you walk around a little bit, you count backwards from 10, you calm down. It's not always going to be that simple. Sometimes the things that aggravate you just don't go away. And what we have to do is be able to find some little bit of peace, some eye within the hurricane that gets you through it, that gets you to the other side. And it's not just ignoring it. Ignoring it is the easy thing to do, but it's also what kind of fills you up to overflowing. And that overflowing can be an emotional or possibly even a physical outburst that we don't want to have. So ignoring it is never the answer. There has to be some type of coping. If I could tell you the best way to do that, I promise I would. I haven't even figured it out myself yet. Generally, at my job, I can just kind of take my clients outside and do their work out there. If it's because there's just too much going on in the gym and everything is too distracting, or I keep losing the piece of equipment that I'm trying to work on, I can just take 4 or 5 things outside, do the work out there, and everything is happy. I don't have to deal with the aggravation, and neither does my client, and they get the service that they paid for. My job is also much easier than most. I deal with far fewer aggravations, and again, the fix is usually pretty quick. In addition to that, when you have these things about yourself that you may not be able to be content with, or not even content, but you certainly can't be happy with, you spend more time wishing for change than you do just embracing what it is and figuring out how to make it a strong part of your life. Being able to deal with those things is extremely difficult, and it can lead to depression, it can lead to anxiety, all sorts of things like that. But the more you ignore it and the more you just wish for it to change, nothing happens. Time spent wishing is time wasted. That's time that you could be figuring out how to integrate these things about yourself into a productive aspect of your life. Sure, we can change things about ourselves, but I'm never going to be able to make myself 6 inches shorter so that I quit hitting my head at the doorway at my grandmother's house. That's just not going to happen. So the danger here is excessive detachment. And the two big ways are through alcohol and through drugs. You know, those are the big ones, the quick fixes that just allow you to not deal with it. But there are other things that are much more common for all of us. Just sleeping through the entire day so that tomorrow comes quicker is a really easy method for myself. And I'm sure a lot of people do the same thing. When I get depressed, I just sleep so that hopefully today will be over and tomorrow will be that much better. Even though I didn't do anything to make tomorrow have the potential to be any better. So that's going to be an important thing that we all need to recognize, is at what point do we detach so much that these problems become permanent, whether they're in our external life or they're in our internal life. Figuring out how to accept and embrace the negative aspects that you embody is really difficult, but it's unfortunately necessary. It is much harder to do that with external forces because the easiest thing to do is just get up and walk away, or move to another area, or avoid that person entirely. It may not always be possible, and that's what can make it so difficult. But figuring out how to deal with these frustrations, not just ignore it, and figuring out how to embrace and accept yourself. I'm not going to tell you to love yourself, but I'm going to challenge you to accept yourself and to at least appreciate yourself, even if there are things you wish were so very different. That can be really hard. But hopefully, any potential depression, any anxiety, anything like that will hopefully be a little bit alleviated by your ability to appreciate everything about yourself, even if it's not perfect or even ideal. It's important that we recognize the things about others that lead us to anger and aggravation. And it's important to understand the things about ourselves that lead us to self-loathing and sadness, and possibly anger as well. But beyond that, how we deal with it is far more important. And I want to challenge you to see if you can embrace these things about yourself and find a healthy way to avoid the aggravations in your external life. See what works. If you find some really good mechanism, put it in the comments. We'll see if anybody can recreate it. You may be able to help a lot of people out. Until next time, stay tuned and stay real.